Hi, Danny Caverly here again, Director of Instruction at Willow Bend on beautiful Cape Cod. We're doing another tip on getting us ready to play this summer. It's coming upon us actually, which is good. I'm at beautiful LPGA International, my winter home, so to speak. And today's subject, we have graphics again. The backswing made simple. And it should be simple. In order to move the club from the start position, or what's commonly referred to as the address position, we have to have certain things correct before the club is moved away. And oftentimes when we give clinics with other professionals in front of multiple students, I ask them the question, what percentage of the setup is relevant to a good golf swing? And the answer is usually 80 to 90%. So before the club moves, we've got to make sure that your grip, your posture, and your aim is what we want it to be. So don't forget those three basics. They're very important. The start position, I'm just going to let these fly away, is critical to a smooth backswing and a positive result. How one holds the club, stands in good posture, and aims the club face and the body to the target greatly determine a positive result. It's right here. Move the club simply back to the top so that it aims the shaft parallel to the target line. That's critical. So let's just go over a couple of things here, and hopefully my other graphics won't fly away. So grip, have to get that correct. The hands are facing each other, not opposing. Critical that we get this correct. Most errors are more in the left hand than the right hand. And then posture, bending from the hips, not the waist. You can see how my back is curved here. This makes for an easy turn. And then aiming sticks on the ground to train us what straight is. So at the very top, we prefer to have the club pointing parallel to our target line. Parallel, not parallel, not parallel. Anything that is not quite parallel to the target line is going to give us problems because we're going to have to reroute the club going forward. So we want to get that shaft parallel. And here's kind of a neat trick with an aiming stick on the ground. If we get our setup so we're parallel to it, if we swing halfway back, we generally want that shaft parallel to the sticks on the ground. Okay? That's very important. And then just simply keep on turning the torso, and that gets the club what we call on line at the top. And it's much easier to get back to the ball. Although my graphics have flown away on me, the other thing that we want to make sure in the backswing is we want to wind up. What does that mean? What does that mean when your professional says you're not turning enough? Well, basically what we'd like to see is the shoulders turning 90 degrees or the back to the target, and the hips turning half as much or 45 degrees. And that's what I call a big stretch. The more that we can stretch in the backswing, the more we can take the rubber band and stretch it out, the faster it's going to go forward. And that's important because that's power and speed. So, getting the club on line going back, halfway back so the club is relatively parallel to the stick on the ground. And you can see that I haven't just done this with my hands. I'm doing it with my torso as well. It's moving as a unit. Club parallel to the top. And good structure of my arms. You can see my arms aren't collapsing, the wrists aren't overhinging. We see a lot of those problems with our everyday golfers. One thing I want you to be very careful about. For years, the term inside out. What does that mean, inside out? the club coming from inside and swinging out. Well, actually, it's a little bit of a misnomer. It's inside to square, back to inside. But beware, if you're slicing the ball, make sure that you don't take the club too far to the inside too soon, because then you're going to have to lift. The club moves away from you, across, and voila, there's your slice. So make sure that when you're working with a professional on that backswing, they're trying to keep it as simple as possible. What I found over the years is golfer's DNA, each person has their individual swing. Sometimes you can change it for the better. Sometimes you have to work around it, but it is yours. The simpler that you can make it, the better. Let me just demonstrate one. I've made sure that my grip is beautifully placed on the club. I've made sure that my posture is very athletic, bending from the hips, not the waist. I have my sticks on the ground for my aim. Let me just go back up. Okay, that feels pretty good. Feels like it's online, and just let it go. And if there was a green there, that might have been 10 feet close to the hole. So that's today's tip. Thank you so much for watching once again. I love doing these. Helping golfers out is what true professionals are all about. We're here for your game, not for ours. If you can play just a little bit better and get a little more enjoyment out, particularly in this time where the health and safety of all of our clients and our members is so important, that's what we're all about. So please be safe. And next time, we're going to talk about the unwinding back to impact. How do we get from point A to point B? Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.